back to, I was about to say Barely D&D because
it's triggering because I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Dumpster Diving, the podcast. I'm Jackie, and today we have a very special guest. As you can see, it's not my mom. If you're watching, my mom is not on the couch. We have.
I am definitively not your mom. I'm not even a little bit your mom.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
We have a very special guest. Zach is with us today.
Hello.
He is DM and I'm going to say host of the award-winning, critically acclaimed podcast.
It'd be cool.
Barely D&D.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
With my impartial opinion.
This is so bad. We play in a podcast we produce almost exclusively for ourselves, but you're awesome patrons. And if anyone wants to start listening, it's really good.
We have some crossover listeners.
Well, that's actually true.
There's a few people that listen
to this podcast. I say there's not, and then I looked at the number of people who visited the Patreon the other day, and I was like, wow, it was like 93 people who've looked at it. So anyway.
Let's go.
But anyway, and actually, I don't know what our Spotify listeners are anymore because I'm not checking. But we have a lot more reviews than we used to.
I don't have the login.
I'm just saying that like we're in the podcast together and we produce that. Now it's just like, look at our special guest, my friend I'm constantly talking to. It's the same stuff all the time.
And we're on another podcast together. Why don't you come on my other podcast?
But it's fun.
We don't talk into microphones to each other enough.
Is it a problem if I'm drinking my water?
No, you are good. Hydrate, kids. So yeah, if you don't know, this is my friend Zach. He's been on several of my YouTube channels. So you might have seen him there. We've played Elden Ring together.
Played's a strong
kind
word,
of. And we've been playing D&D together now for.
Dude, it's 4 years in October. Isn't that crazy?
Well, it would be 4 years for me in January.
Oh, true.
Well, no, December.
Yeah.
December.
So you're at like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy. That's weird.
Crazy.
It feels like just yesterday that I walked into Landon's house and was like, I'm going to play a little character that doesn't matter. And then she became my normal character's mom.
If you really want to, our campaign's going to end for sure next spring or next summer. How's that?
So go start listening. You have time. You have time, folks.
Good luck. Oh, man.
Next session is going to be episode 150.
We should probably not do this the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But, I mean,
This episode's just an advertisement.
Yeah, literally.
This is going to be so weird because not to just sit here and stroke our own egos again, but I actually really like your podcast. Not biased at all. But I do. And I've listened to every episode because I listen to the Smosh Reddit stories all the time. And, but I don't know, when I listen to you, I'm like, it's like Smosh, but my friend. And so, it's going to be really weird to listen. Like, I think I'm going to be a little disappointed to listen and be like, no, I've already heard this.
But you listen to Barely D&D,
yeah.
And you've already heard those.
Well, I had again, tell me, should we start?
No, this is fine.
Well, I was talking with Noah the other day. Abby's, you're not friends with our friends. So it's
I have talked about. I mean, I've talked about you a lot on this podcast. So, Abby is my friend that I've talked about on the podcast. Yeah. Abby's even gonna. There's a spoiler alert. Abby's probably gonna come on and we're gonna do some book Reddit stories.
Well, now I'm excited for this episode. Well, anyway, so I keep talking to I guess this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I keep talking to the third person in the room.
It's like the Pedro Pascal meme where it's like, you should hear this too, where he like looks at the camera.
That's a dead machine. But there are people on the other side of it eventually. So I was talking to Noah the other day, and he was talking about how, because we played that one shot and it's recorded, and anyway, so he was talking about how he loves listening to our podcast because he was like, well, I like it. It's fun, it's good. But he was also like, I love it because I just have this huge log of my fiance and I get to listen to it. Aww. And she's on there. And he was like, whenever I'm listening to it and she's not there, I feel like I'm with her. And first of all,
that's so cute.
Yeah, heart-melting cute. But also too, I was like, dude, exactly. Like, I like our story and I think it's good. But I know the story. I played it.
You wrote it.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it. If I want to listen to something new, that's why I'm listening to Critical Role for the third time.
Yeah.
But I'd advertise them. They don't need it. But like I was like, yeah, that's what I love about it. Like when I listen to the podcast, I'm like, I feel like I'm hanging out with you and Landon and Abby and Micah, and I'm like, this is so fun. So
that's how I feel. Yeah.
Anyway.
And when I listen to, I'll even listen to the Smosh Reddit stories, or like I listen to several podcasts. I mean, who doesn't nowadays? But I don't know, and maybe this is a little bit parasocial with some of the podcasts, but I'll like talk back. I'll be like, yes! Yes! I'll be like cleaning or in the car, and I'll be like, exactly!
When I, like, before Critical Role, I was like, parasocial relationships are like dumb, they're unhealthy. And of course they're not real. I still know that. But man, do I feel deeply emotionally connected to those strangers who don't know me.
Yeah.
And I'll like be listening to Smoshcast and I'll be like, oh, Shane.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it. And that guy doesn't know me.
I mean, I've had the honor, pleasure, whatever of getting to know a few of the people on Smosh. Right. One was one of my best friend's roommates for a time right when I moved to LA, Courtney, and they actually introduced me to my favorite restaurant ever, which is Jinya, the ramen place. So shout out to Courtney from Smosh, because she would bring it home all the time, and finally me and my friend were like, what is that you're eating? And we fell in love with that ramen. So it's kind of weird, because it's like I know that I'm not like obviously friends with them, but it's like when you've met someone like briefly, and then like you hear them, you're like, yeah,
I see. Like, so I was in acquaintance with you years ago.
Yeah.
You don't remember me at all, but I've been listening to you for a decade. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you know what? It's only, and then we should probably do the Reddit stories. This is gonna be an eternal episode. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I might even split it into 2 parts. Who knows? Or we'll just have a big episode. Who knows? I'll see when I'm editing how I feel about it.
Yeah, I was doing the one last night. I was editing last night, and I was like, "This is gonna be 2 parts."
Yeah,
it's
this is the end.
It's like 5 hours long.
Yeah, Noah came in and he was like, I'm thinking it'll be like 7 hours," and we were like, "Oh."
Well, probably because he's listening to that. Anyway.
Yeah.
But last digression. Since I want to say, I sass you all the time. We have a sassy friendship. I sass you a lot.
Yeah, since day one.
Let me know
it's
too much.
No, it's our relationship.
I want to say on mic, I was wrong, because you, and not to detract too much, but because Jackie and I both, I mean, not religiously, but we listen to Smosh stuff. And for like 2 years, Jackie was like, Courtney and Shane are dating. And I was like, Jackie, not only is that not true, because I've denied it publicly so many times, but also a little unhealthy, dude. Not the best look. Like, I went after you a little bit. I was like, this is obsessive. This is unhealthy. And you were like, don't gaslight me. I know her. And I was like, Jackie, this isn't healthy. And I was like messing with you, but also kind of like, Jackie, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then the day that their little April Fool's wedding thing came out, I went, oh. I was like, so I just want to say, Jackie, I'm sorry.
No,
you were right. I was very wrong, and I made you feel crazy for being wrong.
No,
for being right.
The thing is like, and to be fair, like it's something that I knew because of acquaintances and like where I lived and friends of friends and everything. And there were several times where we were just like talking about it, because I think one time you even said like, Courtney and Shane would have been a good couple or something. I don't know. It was like, and I was like, well, they are. And so it was just one of those things. I wasn't going around like saying like, Courtney and Shane are dating. No, but like, you were my friend, and I was like, oh, well, they are. And you were like, no.
You know I've just realized, because I can see the audio over there. The problem, you and I are the 2 loudest people on our podcast. Yeah. This is going to be good luck, dude.
Oh no, it's fine. So I have it gated and everything to mine. And my mom can get pretty loud too. I mean, she's not as loud as us, but
I don't understand your audio. When I edit, it's truly incredible. Not only the decibels you hit, but I'll move you down to a lower level than everyone else, and then and it'll show me on the screen that you're lower, and then I'll listen and you're louder, and I'm like, it's
magical.
You're magical. You're a bard. Anyway.
It's magical sound waves.
Our delusional fantasy echo chamber is so unhealthy.
Yeah. So if you haven't understood by now, this episode is going to be D&D and tabletop role play games like oriented. I'm
so excited.
Every story we're doing today, a lot were ones you sent me. Every story we're doing today has to do with something that happened like at a games table or but even if you've never played D&D or anything, I mean, I think you'll get it.
They're
like,
human.
I mean, yeah,
human
it's
stories,
like it's human interaction, which is can always
just
lead
like us
to
in this
drama. So
my schedule's been busy lately, and coming out here today, I just kept thinking like, I want to do Jackie this favor. I want to help. She's my friend. And then when you said that just now, it sunk in like, oh, I'm about to spend a couple hours just talking with my friend. I was like, and I got so excited. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a lot of fun.
See, that's what's cool about the two podcasts that I do. I get to play D&D every other Friday, and then I get to just talk about
Reddit stories,
stupid Reddit
this
stuff.
This is gonna be so fun.
So before we get into like the serious stuff, I wanted to read a couple that were just kind of funny that I found. I think you may have heard this one, but I wanted to read it to you because I wanted to get your reaction.
Is you me or them?
You is you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you is you.
This is weird.
if I'm talking to them, I'm saying you guys. Y'all haven't heard this, but when I say you, I'm talking to you.
Okay,
yeah.
I should get used to this.
Yeah. So, this is all there is to it. It's 4 years old. The whole thing, I think I even sent you this a while ago, but the whole thing, comes from D&D Horror Stories. And the whole thing is our DM went to pee and never returned.
Oh, I do know this one.
There's no story or
I
anything.
love this one.
It's just...
Hey, but the concussions, I will have forgotten some of it, so it'll be like it's new to me.
And someone said it's even more hilarious if this is a live table. And someone said it was in his own house. He just lurked in the bushes till everyone left.
Oh, no, this is a different... I haven't heard this one.
This is a different one?
So the whole thing is just the title?
Yeah, that's it.
No, I haven't heard this.
Really?
So wait, okay, so he got up and left, and just left, and then stayed in the bushes
Stayed
outside.
into the bushes until the rest of the players were like, I guess we should leave?
That's amazing. That's like a skit. That's like a bit. That's like something you would do in session. That's great. Okay. I want to know so much more context, but I also love that I don't get any more. Just our DM went to pee. I bet he peed in the bushes. Someone
said maybe the toilet monster got him. This was before they knew he went and hid in the bushes. And someone said maybe the toilet was a mimic.
Oh my goodness. Good joke, but what a
I want to just talk about the joke is always that something's a mimic, and I don't think there's ever been to this date, I have never played a single session, one shot or a campaign that it happened to be a mimic. So one day, whenever it happens and it is a mimic, I think I'm going to be thoroughly surprised.
Okay, deal. I'll use a mimic. Deal. Well, okay, I can tell you this little retroactive spoiler now. There was an island in the Lost Lands that was almost completely mimics.
Oh, I feel like you did tell us this.
It was a mimic colony because Landon was like, ooh, make one of them a mimic colony. And then, but then you guys didn't get it, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I promise I will use them.
He just went to pee. He didn't return. He hid in the bushes.
That's so funny. Like,
on one hand, it's funny. On the other, I'm like, I want to know what was going on at the time that he went to pee. Like, was it a big moment and he was just like, I can't do this tonight?
I want to know everything, but then the lack of context makes it so amazing.
It does.
But I am fascinated. Like, why?
I don't know.
Imagine sitting down for a D, and let's give it the most explainable, logical circumstance. Let's say that it's like these are new people. Mm-hmm. It's not a long-term campaign. It's a one-shot, And let's say this guy's a little socially awkward. Who knows? Yeah. But just imagine
it's his own house though.
Imagine going over to someone else's house. You're sitting down to play D&D, and then the DM's like, I gotta pee, and then he leaves, and it's like 45 minutes in, and you're like, yeah, I guess we call it. And then on the way out the door, you're like, is Ryan in the bushes?
What's happening?
He's
like a cat.
There's an raccoon and a piss abyss joke there. I just don't know where. There's both. Raccoon. So
if you've seen my live streams, you have seen the raccoon like on my yellow wall. That's not for this channel, but
I hope this experience is rewarding to long-term fans.
Yeah, I hope so too. Shout out to the OG Lucky Charms, you guys that have been here a long time. But yeah, the raccoon is in the background of my live streams. Oh, also shout out to Tay for saying that they completed Bob's Burgers.
Hey!
Messaged me and said they completed Bob's Burgers, which is pretty big deal.
Thanks forever for taking me to that movie. That was awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that was
so good.
so cool.
That was a fun time. I love the Bob's Burgers movie, and I love Bob's Burgers, and we all know
such a good show.
And they just got renewed for like 3 more seasons.
I'm trying to. Hoffa doesn't listen to any of the stuff we do, so I can tell you this. I'll tell you a secret. Are you sure she?
I think she listens to this podcast.
No,
she stopped. Okay.
She
stopped.
No, sorry. Oh, she stopped. Okay, cool. No, it's just that. She doesn't really do podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
I've tried to get her to listen to mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I have a bunch of secret manipulative plans around my wife, which is awful. But none of them are actually manipulative.
Yeah,
they're just
not,
I have all these long-term plans to get her into stuff, and it's so I got her to she loves The Office now. It's working.
Nice.
And so she's in love with The Office, and I mean, you know about my scheme. She knows about my scheme to get her to fall in love with D&D.
Well, of course,
so,
yes.
But I have a plan. But I recognize how long-term it is to get her into Bob's Burgers. Because I think Bob's Burgers is something she could love.
Yeah.
And I miss watching it.
I said something to her the other day when we were hanging out about Bob's Burger. We were talking about tattoos, and I was talking about how I wanted a Bob's Burgers tattoo. And I started talking about, I was like, somehow I got, that's one of the shows. We were talking about shows that I'm like deeply knowledgeable in. Supernatural, Bob's Burgers. Like I can quote any episode. You show me the intro to a Bob's Burger episode, and I can tell you the exact episode.
That's crazy.
By the, because if you don't know, the intros change. I can tell you the exact episode.
What a high effort quality show.
Yeah.
Man, we're talking about everything except what we said.
Yeah.
We would talk about today.
Yeah. But I started talking about it. Somehow I started relating Bob's Burgers to ACOTAR. Don't know how that happened. Don't know where the segue happened. But she was like, I don't know what Bob's Burgers is. And I was like, we need to discuss. But yeah, it's a good show. I mean, it's so different than a lot of like quote unquote adult cartoons.
Yeah. It's not about.
It's not like Family Guy. It's like.
Well, it's not about genre convention. What it is it's just action. Okay.
It's a good sitcom.
I'm gonna sound so pretentious, but it's just well written.
Yeah.
It is a story about these characters, and the story is about them.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking a dig at Family Guy. It is what it is, and it does what it does well. But the thing about all of those shows is that they're all like the joke, and you're there for it. But the joke is, this is gonna be jokes about culture and circumstance and time.
Well, it's also almost every like adult animation, and also just a lot of sitcoms that started in the early 2000s or 90s or whatever. Well, I mean, even let's go back all the way to the 60s, is very much like, oh, it's about the dad, and the dad is kind of dumb, but he kind of sucks as a husband and a father.
He's dumb and also bad.
Yeah.
But also the protagonist.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, he's okay, I guess. And what I love about Bob's Burgers, Melanie and I talked about this one time. Shout out Melanie. Melanie listens to the podcast.
Dude, I miss Melanie. If you're listening, I miss you so much.
I miss you too.
Your husband's cool. I like him. But dude, I miss you. You're so cool.
But we were talking about this one time because it's like, it's so refreshing to watch, like, yeah, they have their conflicts and all, but it's like a loving family.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, they love each other. They're weird, and they make some mistakes, but they love each other so hard. Yeah. And Bob and Linda are like equal playing field. It's not like, oh, I'm the husband, oh, I'm the wife, oh, my wife's hot, but I'm, like.
It's not protagonal husband or like stupid husband.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, we should really talk about the thing we said.
You know, I never said that
Buckle
we
in,
stay
listener.
on track. It's a dumpster fire.
The problem is that we're actually friends. Yeah. So we like,
yeah, which I don't know how we ever get anything done playing D&D. So I mean,
because I'm so strict about it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I've been very clear a number of times, like, focus or I'll leave.
Focus or he will
focus or I'm leaving.
He will go pee and never come back. So this is another little silly one. This is from 5 years ago. Just from r/D&D. And it was from a DM, and they said, my player keeps soiling people's pants.
Did I send you this one?
No. Wait, did you? No, you didn't send me this. No, I found this one for you.
Jackie, this is awesome.
In my group, I DM for a party of 5, including a tiefling storm sorcerer and a gnome Thuragist? Thuragist wizard?
I'm sorry?
Thuragist? Am I...
Thurgist?
Thurgist? Do we know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Both of which have the cantrip Prestidigitation, which, if you don't know, my favorite spell in all of D&D is Prestidigitation.
What? No.
And that's the truth. Go look it up. It's the best spell ever. Anyway,
it is an awesome cantrip.
I may get it tattooed on me one day. Who knows? It's like literally just the card.
Oh, I'm sorry. I bet Thurgist is a different. Get a tattoo of it. I just processed what you said. I think Thurgist is probably a different. I mean, we probably shouldn't get stuck here. My two thoughts are: one, it's either probably like a different way of saying, like evocator is like a way of saying like school of evocation.
Yeah.
Because all the wizard main subclasses are school of.
That makes
well, they're all
sense.
school of. But it could also be an expansion subclass.
Yeah.
Because there's like Blade Dancer and all those. So Thurgist, because I don't know the ones from like Salt Marsh or Storm or Swords Coast, so it could be one of those.
It could be.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
That's fast. I don't know.
So they both have the cantrip Prestidigitation. All is good until the party inevitably begins to argue. In the middle of all the chaos, the sorcerer will turn to me and with a monotone voice and expression say the cursed words, "I spoil his pants." The wizard can, of course, unsoil himself or others if he chooses, in all caps. If they are on the same side of the argument, the soil economy is way off balance. I knew this was going to get you.
The soil economy's off balance.
I know the argument that because Prestidigitation doesn't specifically say that it can target something worn, but it's dumb that it couldn't do that. So yeah.
Of course.
My question is this pants soiling power too strong? Yeah, Prestidigitation can basically do anything, but no one within 10 feet of the casters are safe now. With great power comes great soiling. That's it. That's the post.
Okay. First of all, dude, yeah, you're right. I loved that. Thank you. Bless you, my friend.
Yeah.
Second of all, okay, so I tried this. So I'm finally getting to play.
Wait,
right?
you tried soiling someone's pants?
So I've told you guys about how, never got to play, and DM's my favorite. But after all these years, I'm finally getting to play in Daniel's campaign. And I'm playing a bard. Very different than your bard, but he is one.
Yeah.
And I took the Prestidigitation cantrip.
Of course.
And is it a useful cantrip? Sure. But I took it for one reason. And that was just the hope. Just the chance that Daniel would let me say, I piss his pants.
Oh,
and
no.
He said no. And I was prepared for that possibility, which is totally, it's his discretion. It's completely fair. It's a stretch of the cantrip. But I was like, technically I can dirty, and I can choose how I dirty.
Yeah.
Can I piss that dude's pants? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, DM.
For those of you who don't know, Prestidigitation, it has a lot of uses. My character is very much like me, so my character uses it mostly to clean themselves and things up. So like, we're on a ship forever and we're in a fantasy world. There's no shower. So what do? I Prestidigitate myself after I've been in battle.
And for the record, I actually do love that you do that. Like, we joke, but I stop and think about sometimes about how bad the fungi must smell. Yeah. And the fact that you're constantly, like, quietly makes me, I'm like, oh, bless you, Jackie.
But you can also do things with Prestidigitation like light or snuff out a candle. You can heat food or cool food or drink or inorganic material. You can make sounds. You can make smells. But one of our members of our party asked if I could clean stuff, if they could dirty stuff, which caused a whole argument between our characters of just back and forth of cleaning and dirtying things. But okay, so I mean, it would make sense that you can't piss somene's pants.
It's an incredibly reasonable ruling.
Because like you can't make someone like that would be a different spell to make someone's like actual organs or bowels like do something. But could you wet their pants with just water?
Just like indiscriminate fluid.
Yeah, like just probably, fluid on them so it feels like they wet their pants.
Maybe that's my workaround.
Yeah. Hey, I am the queen of workarounds when it comes to this spell.
You really are. You know what? It's fun to be on this side of things and to be able to encourage this behavior instead of asking it.
The other day we were in like Sub-Zero. I mean, not Sub-Zero, but like just like freezing temperatures.
Oh, in the campaign.
And I was like, could I prestidigitate and warm myself? And you were like,
Well, I kind of wound up anyway.
Yeah, you kind of let. I was like, let it
a little. Can you stave off the cold altogether?
Yeah.
No. My voice cracked.
So let's do one more silly one, and then we'll get into some of these like real problems. But this comes from r/D&D. The title of this is Rules as Written. Nobody poops.
What?
This is someone's they had this revelation, okay, of D&D.
Oh my goodness.
A common issue. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Sorry.
A common issue people have with maps of buildings and published modules is that there are almost never bathrooms or toilets on those maps. This is all, they're talking about D&D. Most people would chalk it up to poor map design, but it is 100% intentional, I believe. This is because nobody poops in D&D. Except our campaign. You should go listen to that.
We beat the stereotype.
We know for sure that bats do in D&D, but that's it. Bats may very well be the only poopers in D&D. There are rules for eating and drinking, but nowhere in the hundreds of pages of 5e rules is there a single rule or reference for the consequences of those actions.
This is so stupid.
This is because nobody poops. Is it because people are 100% efficient with their nutrition intake? We may never know. All we know for sure is that in D&D, nobody poops.
Fun.
Yeah.
I have no thoughts.
I love that. Yeah.
Very fun, very stupid post.
I mean, I think it's safe to assume that when you have a group like our group that plays D&D, there's going to be lots of pooping because we have a DM that loves poop and fart jokes and multiple players that enjoy it too. But it is funny to think. It's one of those things that I was watching a TikTok or something. It's one of those things that just in fantasy in general, it's one of those things like you were talking about, like the smell, like in fantasy books, like reading ACOTAR, and it's like this romantasy, and it's like I will say she has talked about like after fighting or like when she was like sparring or all, this isn't like any spoilers, but that she'll be like, yeah, the stench was awful of like I needed to take a bath, and I'm like, love that we have characters that know when they need to take a bath.
love it.
But how many times have you read like a fantasy book where like they're not talking about like, yeah, then I took a bath.
Not to paint with a broad brush, but male author, female author.
True.
The female author's like,
you're not wrong.
You know what? I bet my character stinks.
Yeah.
And the male author's like,
yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, also, it's one of those things. It's like this is a role playing game. Most people don't want to role play like the mundane of like, yeah, and I went to the bathroom and I brushed my teeth. It's the same reason as when you watch a movie, you don't see someone use the bathroom in the amount of time that was in the movie, you know. Yeah. But still, it's a good point.
I just realized there's a chance I don't remember the stories I sent you.
I love that you don't remember. I'm trying to remember which ones you sent and which ones I sent. I mean, or which ones I picked out.
Dealer's choice.
We'll see what happens. This is a little newer one, so let's jump into this one.
Okay.
Okay. This comes from D&D Horror Stories. It's 44 days old. And it's horror story. The DM punishes player for his internet going out. which we have had that problem multiple times with multiple players.
I do remember this one. Yeah.
Did you send me this one? I thought I picked this one.
Oh, well, maybe. Well, I mean, we're on the same
that's
tabs.
True.
So maybe I did.
So maybe you read it. Yeah,
Who
I don't
knows?
know. Okay.
Oh, this one's, yeah.
This one is still fresh because it happened like an hour or so ago. So my DM has always been a bit snappy. But today a player was late because their internet provider was having an outage and his data wasn't good enough to allow him to join, which he notified everyone of. This would have been the end of it, but no. So we're playing the game, getting into it, and this guy comes in. For context, we're mid-boss. At first, there was no issue, but then this guy, he's pretty new to D&D, asks if he should roll initiative, to which the DM replies, no. When asked why, he states that he goes after the boss, dead last, because he said so, which gave off red flags. But when he was told that his class feature literally lets him roll initiative with advantage, which he was excited to use as he's never gotten to this level before, he said, quote, okay, you can, but you roll the next 3 rounds with disadvantage on all attack rolls. To which he replied asking why, naturally. The DM then responded by saying, are you the DM or am I? You want a DM? In a very patronizing tone. But he didn't stop there. No. At a certain point, this player grew reasonably annoyed with all the patronizing and the insults as to DM. His asking questions about certain rulings was annoying and interrupting the session. This is a tagged noob-friendly campaign, by the way, just to clarify why he was asking so much, and all the players were fine with his interrupting, quote-unquote. But when he eventually returned, he was told that actually you roll a disadvantage on everything for the rest of the session, to where he promptly left. He now is trying to get in touch with the DM to ask why he acted this way, and so are we as fellow players, but no one can get a hold of him. No one can get a hold of the DM. And that's it. That's the story. It sounds like a case to me of like just a power trip.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I like the things you can do wrong as a DM are the things you can do wrong as a person. Mm-hmm. But like if we're just taking the obvious human element, like don't hurt people. Don't be a monster. If we're taking that out, the worst thing you can do as a DM is have a power trip because you have infinite power. It's the one thing everyone needs you not to do. Mm-hmm. Don't make it about you. Yeah. That's the one thing you need to not do. I mean, like, it's just obvious. This is just bad, dumb, bad DM, bad DM.
I mean, I don't see the issue. Like it's obviously a new player campaign. They shouldn't have this DM.
No.
Like, I don't know if this DM happens to be a new player or if he's like...
I hadn't thought about that.
If he's been playing a long time and so he doesn't have the patience to deal with people that don't know the rules, and that's fine, but then don't play with new... Like, don't advertise, like, hey, we should play a campaign with all these new players if you can't handle that. That's the same as, like, me. Like, I know I'm not a good teacher, and so I shouldn't be telling people
you can put the
like like I don't know how to explain things to people when they don't understand things. Like I was I taught at School of Rock for a while, and I taught piano, I taught voice lessons, and I taught like the young class. And and I don't have the patience. I'm just like when they can't figure out something, I don't know how to be like, I'm just like, just do it though.
Just get good, noob.
Can you just sing what I sing? Like, I don't know how to. So like, if you don't have the patience to teach people and walk them through it, and if you're just gonna be, I mean, like, it wasn't even his fault. It's not like he was late on purpose. Or like being rude. Like he could not log on. Yeah. So let him just roll initiative.
You make a good point too. That like, I mean, you know, my gut reaction to this guy is just like, and I mean, you know, in a grand cosmic philosophical sense, grace and mercy for everybody. You work through it, you grow. Yeah. Vital truth, of course. But in this specific context, my gut reaction is like bad DM.
Yeah.
Like my immediate reaction is like, dude, that's a bad attitude.
Yeah.
You know, your role is, I mean, you're a player at the table who matters, but your role is to help everybody else. You are the great facilitator. You're here to help everybody. I don't like that reaction, all that. But you make a good point that it's like, you know, there's a table where that guy belongs.
Yeah.
There's a table, and I mean, maybe everyone there should learn to be a little kinder.
Yeah.
But there is because there's a part of that that's just mean. It's just rude.
That's the thing.
The condescension and the arrogance.
Yeah.
But if you take that out and you just look at the reaction, I mean, you've got a point that like there are tables where it's a very experienced group. They like the rigor. They like the strictness. They kind of want to be a little punished by the experience.
Yeah.
You know, they want the challenge.
Yeah.
And so you make a good point that like it's like, yeah, there's a hard issue, but there's also just like a fit issue.
Yeah.
And
that's a big thing with Dungeons and Dragons. You got to find, it's just like any friend group or any any group of people creating something together. If you don't gel, you don't gel. And when you do, and when you find those people like how we have, like that's amazing, and I'm so grateful that we have a group that's like that. But I've heard a lot of stories where it's been years and people can't find like a fun group because they just don't gel with the people. And if you don't gel with the people and you have different kind of ways of doing things in general, or just belief systems and everything else, like, and those things like flow into your gameplay and it becomes awkward.
Okay. Did I send you a story yesterday about cannibalism?
No.
Okay. So
I don't think so.
Not to rob ourselves of a future story, but just on this really quickly. I was on r/D&D Reddit story, horror stories, because I need to. I'm spending too much time on there. But yesterday I read a story where the title post was, "Help, players keep eating NPCs," and I was like, what in the actual crap? Like, D&D is a game where you can do anything. So famously, it produces some unhinged stuff. But I think that's I mean, without being like horrible, it is kind of horrible. I was like, that's the most unhinged thing I've ever heard. Like, what? So I opened it up, and I was like, okay, this has to be one of those titles where the poster is giving the post to like, you know.
Yeah.
Like
virality.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
It's that, and you know what the worst part was? Like, I was like, okay, maybe because years and years and years and years ago, not to call out Kara, but I'm calling you out, Kara. You're not gonna hear this. And the worst part. Anyway. So I had a lot of thoughts. Years ago, when Kara was first playing D&D, they fought some Gallus people, some chicken pirates, the same chicken pirates you met, and when they defeated them, Kara was like, "Do we eat them?" And everyone at the table was like, "What?" And she was like, "They're chickens." And they were like, "Kara, they were just talking. They've got faces and hands." And I, like, first of all, we've never let her live that down. We make fun of her for that to this day. But very quickly, she put together like, they're not like actual, like they're and it was some of her first experience. So of course,
well, I mean, and of course, as we know on this podcast, I'm vegan. As you know. So I mean, I have a whole system of
And so like in Kara's circumstance, you're like, okay, so funny, I see why you get confused. Jackie, I opened this post and the DM was like, okay, so 2 dragonborns, a human, and I was like, what is that?
They ate 2 dragonborns and a human?
Yeah. And okay, so then,
what were their races?
Like also humanoids. And so like they were just eating other people. And so, as the DM explains, it seems like
Hannibal Lecter.
It seems a little bit like they were like defeating people. So it doesn't seem like they were like hunting people down randomly.
Okay, so it was just like their enemies.
Like they kill people and then they were like, "Well, meat is meat," and everyone was just like, "That's so unhinged." Well, okay, and so I brought all this up for a reason. I swear. When you say there's a table for everybody, my gut reaction was like, "Dear goodness, no." My gut reaction was like, "Okay, one, we're gonna talk this out and we're gonna resolve this." Or I'm not DMing for you again because that's unhinged. But here is the thing: the comments were full. What's the quote from? I mean, it's from a famous writer and then used by a great show. Oh, okay, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Anyway, I don't remember the show, and I can't remember the person who actually said it. But be curious, not judgmental. A thing I'm trying to embody. Yeah. Because my gut reaction was like, no. And you know what? The comments were full of really good perspective. So one of the things I like, a bunch of the comments were like, holy crap, no. But then a bunch of the comments were like, you know, they laid out some key acknowledgments, and they were like, if this is not if this isn't like a very emotionally present or like humanity oriented camp, like our story is very much like everyone in this world is a person. Yes. Right? But that's not all D&D.
That's true.
Right?
A lot of D&D treats NPCs as like NPCs, like how you see them in video games. Just like, hello there, would you like a quest? Hello there, would you like a quest? I really like
some first-person shooters.
Yeah.
And those are bad if the people are real.
Yeah.
But when it's just like moving target, you know. So, first of all, I was like, okay, important acknowledgement. Okay. And then a bunch of the comments were like, led with like, ooh, turn this into a punishment for the players. And then I didn't like that either. Because I was like, you're not dealing with the problem. But then it was all creative story writing ideas. And so a bunch of these good comments emphasized like, you know, get your players on the... Also, real quick, I'm recounting all this. This is not an advertisement. Don't eat people in your campaign. That's crazy. I'm not endorsing this at all. But my perspective was shifted as a bunch of the comments were like, one, a bunch of people were like, well... cannibalism is obviously morally wrong, but two, and people may not know this. I mean, I learned this in biology. Do you know why it's bad to eat people other than morals? It's okay if you don't. Okay.
I feel like it just makes sense that
science.
You don't eat your own species.
We're gonna have a little biology lesson right now. No, all sorts of species on Earth can practice cannibalism, and a lot of species do. But humans, primates, should not practice cannibalism, especially humans.
Doesn't it make you go crazy?
We have there are things called prions, and they are tiny. Well, anyway, they're basically like partially denatured proteins, and when they enter, it's like, oh, it's so cool. I'm gonna try not to get lost here, but it's cancer for proteins.
Oh no.
Yeah. And they're proteins that degrade other proteins. And basically, because proteins fit together, and the structures are wrong, and when they link with other structures, they mess them up. And because our proteins are so simple, when you eat other people, you can get prions, and basically, like, it slowly degrades your brain and your mind. And so a bunch of the suggestions were like, have them start having like medical issues from eating. And then a bunch of good suggestions were like, and you know, the good suggestions were like, do this and check with them, and you know, surprise them but check in and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, good DM advice.
Did it just turn into a thing that they just kind of thought it was funny, and so they just started doing it a bunch?
The DM didn't specify whether or not it was just like cold removed, like whatever, you know, food, or if they were like, haha, this is funny, or if they were just like mustache twirling. I don't know. I hope it's not the last one, because that one's creepy.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, and anyway, and then lastly, and some of the comments were like, you know, that's some of the evilest thing a person can ever do. And they were like, all sorts of mechanics for that in D&D, because the poster specified that one was like a cleric and stuff. And so they were like, that's how your god rejects you. That's how, and then some of the really good suggestions were like, think about the social implications. Yeah. They were like, send bounty hunters after them, make them outlaws. And then someone gave a suggestion that was like, have them be given a quest to go hunt down cannibals, and have them only figure out halfway through that they're the cannibals. And so, anyway,
they could also
table for everybody.
Like, what do you do if they're like, if it's a bounty and it's like, we need them back, we need their whole body or something. Like, you can't eat it.
They keep not getting their bounties because they keep going, oh, shucks, we ate another one.
Yeah, like, we need the proof, so bring us the whole body. Like, we need, don't take an arm.
All the towns and villages in the region start specifying, bring the person in alive. All of them. Yes. They're like, well, we can't get any work anymore.
My issue with this is that it's like I have a lot of issues, but like, it's almost like a gateway. Like, it's a gateway crime. Okay. It's a gateway crime in D&D.
And you're starting right at the gates of hell.
Yeah, because it's like, there's like a moral thing. Like, I get it. It's a fantasy world. Do what you want. But then, like, because you start going into this like blurred lineness of like, okay, well, like, what if someone was like, well, it's a fantasy world, so I can be racist? And it's like, no, let's not.
And there are
it's one thing if
moral-
like the bad guy is okay because
Right.
we're dealing with real world problems. It's one thing if the bad guy is a cannibal and you have to fight him and
Right.
defeat this bad cannibal. But it's fine to be like, okay, this is fun. Like I went through a phase with my character where it was like she was stealing stuff all the time. Like
yeah, I forgot about that.
but like victimless crime or like, and I don't know,
certainly
maybe
a very different degree of victimization.
yeah like, and I don't know because then you go back to, okay, well, you do like kill people, and in video games you're killing people, like whether they're bad or not, you're killing
Right.
people in this moral thing. So if you get like way into it, it's like, okay, so I shouldn't play any video game ever or
When it comes
any
with,
D&D, but
can you
I don't know.
like, can you handle it?
Yeah.
Do you I mean, one of the most important questions for role playing, not even as a game, but as a philosophical concept, right?
Yeah.
For role playing, because role playing was first described from psychology, not
Yeah.
from game work, right? The idea behind role playing is, do you understand the role you're playing?
Yeah.
And what role does that behavior play in your real interaction with the world?
Yeah.
If I can sit down for a game and go, shooting people is very wrong.
Yeah.
This game is not real. I like moving quickly at moving objects.
Yeah.
Then that's one thing, right? And acknowledging how much is what I'm playing shaping my real psychology and beliefs and sociological perspective. So, yeah. So, table for everybody.
Yeah.
Table for everybody.
Guess so. Never thought that there would be a table.
Count me out of the cannibal table.
There's Army Hammer has a table at D&D, I guess. And Hannibal
him.
Lecter.
He
Yeah,
was on Reddit.
it was him.
It's him. That's his last resort.
Yeah, wild.
Anyway, yeah, sorry.
No,
That was
you're
a free
good.
Reddit story.
Yeah. Right off the top of your head, too. That's what's crazy. Okay, next story. Okay, this is from 53 days ago. It's from r/D&D. Is it okay to have a woman-only D&D table?
Oh, I remember this.
Or is it discriminatory?
That's a good one.
Okay. Hi, Reddit. Newbie here with a moral dilemma. Is it okay to create a women-only space for D&D games? Or is this sexist and discriminatory against men? More detail, I'm a woman. I've been playing D&D 5e and 5.5e for about 2 years, and I think I'm ready to try DMing myself. I've been studying the rulebook, watching Ginny D and Matt Colville.
Heck yeah. Shout out to Ginny D.
Shout out to Ginny
Ginny
D.
D's awesome. And Matt Colville's cool too.
Yeah. And soaking
Ginny
up
D
as much as I can from here on Reddit /D&D. As I talk to my friends from work, church, school, K-drama night, and group therapy. Wow, you are a well-rounded human being.
Also, I want to play D&D with this person.
Yeah.
This person sounds like they're doing D&D the way we do D&D.
Yeah, I'm like, hello.
This person can't find a table.
Yeah. I was shocked at how many of my girlfriends would like to play. There's about a
Heck
dozen, most of whom have little to no experience, who have heard about it from friends, boyfriends, or TV, but who have always been unsure of how to dive in and play themselves. Over many conversations, we decided that their PCs, player characters, would form a coalition so that whenever someone needs help, word is magically spread to everyone involved, and whatever characters are available will show up and save the day.
That's cool.
That's
Awesome.
In the real world, this allows us to have self-contained one-shot adventures with 4 at a time of the 12 or so interested women, and everyone will rotate through based on availability. That's awesome.
That's sick.
It sounds like they're all good with taking turns, and if someone can't make it, it's fine. The next person in line will take her spot that night. I'm adapting adventures from Golden Vault, Candlekeep, and other pre-published one-shots. All of this felt great until word started getting out to the guys we know. I've had even more requests from men wanting to play than women. I've already seen how some of these guys, not all, but some, talk over women, ignore what women have to say, make sexist comments, or vie to dominate whatever group situation they're in. I already know from other activities and game nights that even when only the kindest and best guys are around, several of the women I'm counting on will clam up and go quiet, stop taking initiative in decision-making, won't take risks, and shut down their creative side. Even really great men have an unintended effect on some of the women I'm inviting, and I don't like that for a creative game like D&D, especially when many of my female friends are first-timers. Several of my friends and I bonded in the first place while recovering from trauma from abusive fathers, spouses, boyfriends. I recognize that sometimes I am the woman who shuts down and lets men talk over her. I've had my own share of letting men, even well-meaning men, dominate my own decision-making and attempts at creativity. I think I myself am more comfortable with the idea of DMing to women only. I'm so grateful for my really excellent guy friends, but I'm not always the same around them. I can't really use the excuse that the group has already been filled because we're already planning on rotating turns, and I'm actually very open to more women joining the game in the future. I can only play once a week, which stretches to one game every 3 weeks for the women who want to play, so I don't feel like I have the capacity to run a second table that includes guys as well. I personally would like to keep this an all-female table, so I and the women I am inviting feel comfortable really being ourselves, relaxing, and enjoying the game. Is this sexist? If I told all of these interested guys, sorry, but no, this particular table is going to be women only, would that be a really scumbag move? I personally wouldn't care if guys had their own table and specifically excluded women to it, but I know some women would find that really upsetting, and so I feel weird doing the reverse. I want to do right by the D&D community. If women only is bad, I'll listen. Please help. First of all, you wrote this really well, and you sound like a very level-headed person.
I have a lot of thoughts, but the irony's not lost on me of me being the first person to talk. So, like, please, I'd love to get your thoughts first. I have so many thoughts, but please.
No, I don't think you have to, I mean, unless there's obviously, I don't know, unless, obviously, like, if you're excluding people, I don't know, it's hard, because I was about to say, like, if you're excluding people because of their identity or something like that, okay, well, this kind of falls into that, right? But, like, I don't think you have to play with anyone that you don't want to play with. I don't know, especially coming from this, that, I mean, like, she mentioned something in here, like, group therapy and stuff like that, and some abuse, and also, I feel like a lot of the women she's bringing into play are people that this could be a good, I mean, we've talked about this before with D&D, that it can, I mean, like, D&D sometimes is better than, like, going to therapy, you know, or, like, the equivalent. Like, you can work through things in your own life from it and all. Yeah. And so keeping it as a safe space for these friends of yours and yourself, I think is an awesome thing to do. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. This is...
Okay, we'll buckle up.
From a male DM who I know is, like, very pro equality and
thank you
everything. Like,
first of all, this lady rocks. She's awesome. Like, I don't know if she would ever hear this. Like, I imagine this is not going to get back to this person.
Yeah, probably
Could
not.
you post these? Do people have accounts where they put stuff on Reddit?
I mean,
do people podcast to Reddit?
Yeah, like there's a dumpster diving podcast Reddit. The problem is like, I would love to, you would love to share these, like, on D&D Reddit, but, like, there's specific rules for different subreddits.
Well, like, what I mean is,
you can't promote yourself.
Can you make a Reddit? Anyway, none of this matters.
You can, well, I mean, like, you could, like, we have a subreddit for dumpster diving podcast that's on Reddit that I post episodes to.
Well, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe this person doesn't care. Maybe, I don't want your opinion. It would be fun to tag this person.
Oh, that's true. We could.
Profile in that.
We could,
well, only that to say that person, I'm not trying to create more work for you. If we want to timestamp and say to listen, girl, you're awesome. Mm-hmm. You're so dope. And I'm not just trying to be like brownie points. Oh, go get them, girl. Yeah. But, like, seriously. First of all, this is the least important thing here. Dude, you're a good writer. You're a great writer. Yeah. That was, like... I want to read that book. It was like, well written. That's just
because sometimes I'm tumbling over things because people don't know what a period is or a comma.
Well, a post that we didn't get long. I mean, it was good content, but we didn't get bored with a post that long, dude. Nice. Second of all, this person's awesome. They are empathizing with so many different people. It looks like they've been to therapy.
Yeah, definitely.
She was empathizing with so many people at so many different phases, and then still making consideration for people who are not like her. It's just awesome person. I don't know what's going on in her table, but I bet it's sick. Yeah. I bet her table rules. Yeah. Okay. Now my actual thoughts on the topic. No, that's dope. Mm-hmm. And not just to say, like, all girls, great. Like,
girl power.
My thoughts, and I mean, don't let me get too lost here. I have so many thoughts on this.
Yeah.
But my first thought is, you don't owe anyone a place at your table.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just to be like, it's all you all the time, all about you, but like you truly don't. Not only because you don't owe them and that's not true, but also because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, that's not how community functions.
Yeah.
And D&D is ultimately, or at least the continued experience of role playing together is ultimately a community.
Yeah.
And you don't owe anyone entrance to that, because that's not how that thing organically functions. So you don't owe men a place at your table, because that you've already acknowledged. I mean, you so eloquently put how that shapes that community. What you are creating, and maybe if there is a well-meaning guy who is open to learning and who wants to play, and you are kindly but fairly rejecting them, maybe that's the thing to describe.
Yeah, well, and my thing with this is a lot of the guys that you talk to that are the ones complaining are the ones that don't deserve a spot at your table.
Who would damage that community.
I mean, like, that's the thing to me is I'm like, the way you're talking about these specific guys that are saying that, and that you say, like, talk over women, ignore what women say, make sexist comments. I'm like, you don't want them at your table whether you have an all-girl table or not. Like,
they need to earn the right to be there.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't want those people. That's the reason you don't want them, not because of their sexual or gender.
That's true.
I mean,
they would suck at any table.
Yeah. I'm like, you just don't want them. Like,
that's true.
So I especially think with that, like, and you definitely don't owe any apology to those people.
No. And again, I have a lot of thoughts.
You're good.
But please, you know how much I talk. You know how much I talk.
Well, I do too. I know that we can talk for like ever.
I'm laughing because it's on it. You're like, there was no character assassination or judgment. You were just like, you never shut up.
I mean, I do too. Like, I have to know when to shut up.
But the other thought too, and OP, not that you need to be told this. Clearly, you see its value. It came from you. No one needs to mansplain back to you its own value. But it's not just that you're making a fun experience. Like you were saying, Jackie, like, I mean, there's no replacing real therapy, but therapeutic things have different roles. Healing comes different ways. OP, I have been stunned by how valuable our table has been to the people at it. I mean, it has changed people. Yeah. It has. We have gotten healing out of that experience. It's one of the most important communities I'm a part of. And that includes, like, I mean, my marriage, my family is a community, my church is a community. There are things that are a little higher, but dude, it's at the core for me. Yeah. So OP, it sounds like you are, I mean, maybe it doesn't need to be this intense, and not to put that pressure on you, but you might be trailblazing like a real therapeutic healing community. And maybe not only does that absolutely give you the right to choose who is at that table for the well-being of it, but also maybe that's a helpful way to put it to people. Maybe that's an educational thing for because, like, let's choose guys in that middle ground where they're like, hey, I'm your friend. Yeah. I would love to be at that table. Yeah. You're healing women. That sounds great. Yeah. And maybe for those guys who are open to learning, because those are some of the most important people to talk to, people who are in the middle and are ready to learn.
And if everyone in that specific group, maybe you can find, like, maybe there's a few women, because they're rotating all the way through. Maybe there's a few women that, like, would be open to that. Yeah. But then some might feel triggered by that and not want to do that. Like, it's
but it's totally fair if you don't. It's totally fair if you don't want to.
And also it comes down to me back to like the whole thing of just like how, like, reverse racism isn't real and stuff like that.
This is the last thing I want to talk about.
Of like how you can't like get mad at marginalized groups for wanting their own spaces. Yeah. Like I don't know how to explain this. You can probably explain it better in words. Sometimes words are
teamwork.
Yeah, but teamwork. like yeah, okay, if there was a group that was like, yeah, we only want white people, that would be bad. But if there was a group that was like, we only want, like, obviously for obvious reasons, that's bad. But
our
if there
D&D
was
campaign, it's really fun. It's whites only.
Yeah. if there's a group that's like, we only want people of color in our group, or we only want queer voices at our table, like that, you can't get mad at that. Like, because those marginalized groups need that space. Like, there needs to be space held for them. And so and same to me, I feel like for this group of women that you have, I think they deserve to have a comfortable space where they can play and enjoy D&D and enjoy each other's company without feeling uncomfortable. So
and even let me know when we want to get to another topic, but like, even to put that to the men out there, hey, if you're a dude listening to this and that didn't make sense, let's take a swing at that really quickly, because like, can't get mad can just sound like, I mean, first of all, I think Jackie's right, but to possibly do some translating, right, to cast a little tongues right now, the thing is, because context matters. Hey, we know that from D&D, right? Context is everything. So context matters here. Like, when we say, like, well, how come like like only black people in a group, or only people of color at large, or only women, or only queer people, how come those groups are okay, but like these other specific groups, and they're these set groups, like a white only group or a male only group? And I mean, I don't know that male only is the worst thing, but using it as an example,
I wouldn't say it's the worst thing.
Like, why is that wrong? Why is that wrong and this is right? And it's because it's different. And what the difference is, why the difference is, context, reality, history exist. And those groups are different. Jackie, I think you said it well when you said, and I mean, you can keep, I'm not trying to put you away from that. But like, when you said that, like, the marginalized groups have the right to those spaces because they're living on the margins. Yeah. So like, when you say, the reason that this woman is wrestling, I mean, not to tell you, OP, but the reason I would imagine that you're wrestling with this experience is because you have a unique thing. You have a unique problem that these guys don't understand because they don't have it. And you have a unique opportunity to address that problem. Yeah. And these guys are not familiar with the issue or the opportunity. And so that's why the circumstance is different. And people, I mean, a right, absolutely, from a justice standpoint, but even if that's not clicking with you, if the justice of it, if the right and wrong is not aligning with you, try and empathize and consider the role that unique experience has to those people who have access to it. Like, that's important that people have that opportunity.
Exactly.
Last thought, guys are awesome. I'm a guy. A lot of my best friend is a dude. I'm even friends with some guys.
I have a guy friend.
My sister, or my wife's brother, is a guy. Okay, but guys are great, and I can be a real meathead at times. Okay, I'm classic, stereotypical, trademark dude, bro. Sometimes, but dude, DMing for women is the best. Look.
Well, you have.
I actively prefer it.
Yeah, Zach has several campaigns going at once. And one of your tables for a long time was, you were the only guy at it.
I realized a couple years ago.
You DM'd for all women players.
It's not coincidence that all my tables are majority women.
Yeah.
I prefer it. And I think it's that there's only some guys I like DMing for. And like, the ratio, not to pick broad brushes, but the ratio of guys I like DMing for to women I like DMing for is like, when women sit down, I'm like, I'm probably gonna like DMing for you. Because I'm not saying there's no women on the table where they start eating the NPCs, but that feels like a guy table thing. You know what I mean?
It does.
You know what I mean? Or maybe I'm wrong.
I just had an insane thought of how it was like, there's a table for everyone. It was something, this is on a totally out of left field thing, but saying there's a table for everyone. My friend Catherine and I were talking about like romantasy and all, and how there's like genres for, or there's like, not genres, but there's like something for everyone in like the romance category of books. And she was telling me some things that's out there that's just terrifying, and I'm like, First of all, who would read that? Who would write that? But I'm not one to
I'm trying to be
judge.
curious and not judgmental.
We listen and we don't judge.
But I like see the fantasy romance genre sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'll like something else will come up and I'm like,
oh.
I'm like,
so there's been this whole thing
clutching my pearls
on like Book Talk apparently that's like rewriting all the different like fairy tales as like more like grown up versions, we'll say. And I'm not even a part of Book Talk. I just started getting some book reels on Instagram because I started liking some ACOTAR stuff. And one came up to me that was Pinocchio.
Oh no. Oh,
and it said, what if something else changed when he lied? And I was like, why? What? Who published this?
Did we need
No one asked for that.
Did we need that?
But when we hear about these tables eating cannibal, I'm like, okay, I guess there's something out there for everyone.
Something for oh my goodness, dude.
It's a little scary. It's Wild West out there, but we listen and we don't judge.
You need
to
be not that they need any more hype. And I think you're safe because you already fill so much of your time with so many things. But you do need to be really careful with Critical Role because there's so much romance in it. And you're so obsessed with fantasy romance and you're so obsessed with D&D. Girl, you need to be careful if those spheres cross because you might get lost in there. It's good too.
But see, I don't know if I'm obsessed with. I mean, because there's fantasy books that I read that aren't.
Well, that's true. Obsessed is the wrong word. I'm sorry.
But I do. I really enjoy shipping like made up couples.
I'm just saying,
like,
because I know we don't do a ton of romance at our table.
Yeah.
Careful. Because
what's funny though is like I don't. Like I was kind of fine with it and like I wanted to be like okay like she's a bard whatever but then I myself am not good at that stuff so I'm just like yeah she thinks he's cute then we move on like but yeah I do certain things that I've seen in Critical Role like I mean like I've watched I've listened to some Critical Role and then of course like I've watched the animated series and I definitely, when I watched that, I was like, Well, there were several people that I like shipped together, obviously, and
not to push things on you.
But
were I you, I would not watch Mighty Nine animated Critical Role, and I would listen to. They're going to.
They are.
I would not watch that, and I would listen to the real podcast or the VOD, whatever you want to do. Because first of all, holy crap, that's my favorite of all of them. I've literally listened to it 3 times.
Wow.
And it's hundreds of hours. But it's one of my favorite stories ever. But the romance in there in that campaign specifically is amazing. I wouldn't spoil it for yourself. That's the version of watching the movie instead of reading the book. You know what I mean? Girl, I would read that book.
Okay.
But anyway, do your thing.
I mean, I spoil stuff for myself all the time. I am the person
that's true.
In the book, I
probably couldn't stop. You know what? Good point.
I just read a few chapters.
Or you could listen to our podcast instead.
Yeah. Okay, next story. This comes from Am I the Asshole? It's 173 days old. Advice needed. Am I the asshole for naming my D&D character John Dungeons and Dragons? I remember. Okay. So silly. Title's so silly.
What a goofy goober.
So I recently joined a new D&D group, and everything was going great. Cool people, fun vibe, lots of role-playing. When it was time to introduce our characters, I proudly announced mine. John Dungeons and Dragons. For context, John Dungeons and Dragons, or JD&D, as he sometimes calls himself, is a completely normal human fighter. He has a tragic backstory involving the loss of his parents, Greg Dungeons and Sarah Dragons, who were taken from him in a mysterious incident only known as the Reckoning. He swore vengeance and
This is such a great...
It really is.
This is great.
He swore vengeance and took up the family trade, adventuring. There's absolutely nothing unusual about this. The DM, however, immediately asked me to change the name, saying it broke immersion. I was confused. Why? It's a perfectly reasonable name. I even pointed out that surnames often come from professions. Smiths were blacksmiths. Coopers made barrels. Who's to say there wasn't once a proud line of Dungeons and Dragons known for their legendary deeds?
Hey.
The other players were mixed. One guy thought it was hilarious, another just kind of sighed, and one who played an elf with a 12-syllable name looked personally offended.
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, you have a 5-syllable name. Okay, anyway. The DM said if I didn't change it, I couldn't play. I argued that I was fully committed to playing JD&D seriously, no jokes, no breaking character, just a man on a mission to restore his family's honor. It got a little tense, I stood my ground, and the session ended awkwardly. Now there's a weird group chat discussion happening where some people think I should just pick a normal name, while others are saying it's ridiculous to police someone's character like this. So, am I the asshole for refusing to change my character's completely reasonable, 100% lore-friendly name?
No.
What do you think?
No.
No?
No.
No? You don't think so?
That's my opinion.
I think it depends. I would need more information at the table. Like, does he introduce himself all the time as, "Hi, I'm John Dragons"? Like,
You said that like the epic rap battle.
Yeah.
Dragons.
Because I could see it getting a little annoying, maybe. If he's like, "I'm John, this was my story." Like, I think the story's dope. The character backstory's kind of, I mean, it's kind of silly, but it's fun. It's also, it would also be interesting to know, again, like, the kind of players at the table. Like, are they very serious, like, no nonsense players that really want, like, heavy emotion, and because that could get some giggles, like, I'm gonna giggle every time you say I'm John Dungeons and Dragons. The JD&D thing, I'm a big fan of character nicknames.
Yeah.
So I love that you gave your character a nickname.
It helps.
It does help a little. I mean, if you're just like saying your name is John all the time, if you're not like
right
every 10 minutes like explaining to the next NPC like your backstory and why your name is Dungeons and Dragons, I might be like, okay, like, calm down.
Yeah.
But
you swayed me. You swayed me. So I started at a firm no.
Yeah.
Especially because this is a very goofy goober thing to do. And different tables, different strokes for different folks. We need different tables for different fables. Different tables for different fables. Not everybody's a goofy goober table. And so that's fair. But then the way that OP is describing the way they go about it feels so reasonable. And like, if you're gonna show up to my table as pee pee poo poo, but then you're gonna play pee pee poo poo pretty seriously, like if you're gonna compromise with everyone else, D&D's just relationships, just people skills. If you're gonna work with everybody else and balance it, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah. I mean, Jenny in the other campaign, in Legend of the New Ones, the serious OG campaign, her character's name is Wee Woo Poo Krika.
Really?
Wee Woo.
Oh, wee woo. Oh, that's true. You say wee woo all the time, and it doesn't faze me anymore.
Krika. And she did it for no other reason than she wanted to laugh when I said her character's name. But she has wound up getting invested. She cares. I mean, she's a bit of a goofy goober player, but still. Yeah. So I was like, there's nothing wrong. He sounds invested. He's willing to compromise. I love it. However, what you said struck me with something because, one, what you said reminded me of something that Shane says in Smosh Stories, which is a really good point, which, you take Reddit stories at their value. Yeah. Because it's the medium we're accustomed to. But it's like, you know what? We don't know. And I mean, we don't know how far he's going. Off of what's presented. We have to give we have to acknowledge that assumption. But it's like, maybe he's like, I'm willing to engage with the story, and I'm making my backstory reasonable. Coopers are yada yada, make barrels, but maybe he's at the table going, "Hi, I'm John Dungeons and Dragons. I hunt our Dungeons and Dragons. Can we save anyone?" Yeah. And so maybe it is really annoying. Yeah. It sounds like, from what's written, people are literally only upset about the name. Yeah. And to that, I would just say, try it out. Yeah. Because is it Zach the Bold? He's got great. Do you know him? Yeah. I mean, I know who he is. Love that dude, and not just because he's another white dude named Zach making D&D content.
There's too many Zach DMs.
It's dude. If you walk in a room with enough white guys and you say Zach, four heads will turn. It was a problem in college.
I have 3 friends named Zach. Yeah.
In the
all white guys.
Dude. So many. It's a problem. It's a problem. But anyway. He has a skit where the whole joke is, and that's an old joke in D&D, but it's like some character who can only say garbunk, but then like he plays it really emotionally, and it's a funny skit, but like the player winds up going garbunk in a way that matters, and it's like so if the author's being honest, no, not at all, no problem at all.
Agreed.
If he's not being honest.
Yeah, which I mean, like he said, several players are like on his side, so I feel like he probably. I mean, like
the context certainly sounds.
Yeah, the context seems like
he's being reasonable,
and maybe you can eventually, like, I don't know, it can be a thing where like the rest of your party calls you John Dunge or something, you know?
Ooh,
like
good.
I don't know.
Good nickname, John Dunge.
Yeah, like something like that.
You know what might have been better? You know what? Just a little like wisdom thing for this guy. You know what he should have done? He should have shown up to the table as John Dunge.
Yeah.
And then 2 years into the campaign, when everyone
like,
likes his
character,
and likes him as a player, and the whole group gels, he should have gone. He should have like they meet the king, or they're at some important, maybe not that important, but some important moment, and he needs to use his full name, and he goes, "Well, John Dunge. It stands for John Dungeons and Dragons. My father was Greg Dunge. My mother was Sarah Dragons. And we were named after our professions. Like that would have been so much.
Yeah.
Because
anyway. I am a fan. Like it is a little, like I can see it being like a little on the nose.
Yeah,
obviously.
It's not a subtle joke.
Because like I am all for like a fun little like subtle thing. Like you have a town called Yapor in our world. Stupid. All these people, a lot of comments were like, not the asshole. John Helldiver and John Warhammer salute you. Another one said John Final Fantasy also sends his regards. Connor Fable salutes you. Like all these people just saying their characters. John Dark Soul grants your approval. I
am John Phineas and Ferb, the second expansion.
A lot of people are like, some people are taking this way too seriously. Some people are like, not the asshole. I would love to play this campaign with you. Maybe the DM is just jealous that you're more creative than they are. I don't know about that, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
okay.
Another person said, experienced player here. If you can take roleplay seriously, then if you can't take roleplay seriously, then simply don't roleplay. People like you are the sole reason this game has become worse. Dang, that is a harsh critique.
And not only is it harsh, but it's just an assumption.
Yeah,
like you're betraying how you are you are exposing how you read that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Okay, so there's a slight update in the comments.
Ooh.
OP says, after a ton of arguing in the group chat, I decided I didn't care enough, so I agreed to make a new character. This was already a big compromise because in the first session, JD&D already made some significant bonds with NPCs, so I had to start fresh again. I made a half-orc wizard and named him John Saving Throw. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay. Maybe this guy is the problem.
Maybe you lost the plot.
maybe we gave him way too much credit.
When I announced this at the start of the second session, the DM already looked kind of annoyed at me and didn't even answer. Yeah.
Come on.
I'm like, why did you make
That's worse.
I'm not done with this part, but no, I'm not saying this to you, but I'm interrupting myself here because why did you, if you were just making another character named John something, like, and you really liked your character sounded pretty cool, human fighter, like his parents were adventurers, like you could have stuck with that character and just like.
Yeah, he did that because he was pissed.
Yeah.
And you know what the real problem was? Steve saving throws is funnier. If you're gonna come back with the bit, get creative with it.
Yeah, like I'm like you could probably. I'm sitting here trying to think of like something that you could come up with that's like a term in D&D that would be not as just on the nose. Anyway, when I announced this, okay, he didn't even answer. The session started, and 1 hour in, the DM suddenly had enough of me while barely even speaking a word to me. I could totally feel the vibes were off, so I scooped after the I scooped?
I think left.
Like, okay,
I've
never heard that.
I
like,
haven't heard that slang in years.
Like when you say I dipped, but I've never heard I scooped.
I think that's from like the 70s.
So I scooped after the DM made another big sigh when he had to mention my character's name again during roleplay, looking annoyed at me. One person said, I think the DM just hates whimsy and joy. And then, which I don't know. And then another person on the flip side said, "You 100%, you are the asshole, my bud. Single most repulsing name I've ever heard."
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that.
Every comment is just like, the first 2 words. I'm like, yeah, and then it comes and I go, no.
Just goes to show who actually watched Lord of the Rings. Clearly, both of you haven't. Imagine trying to roleplay without understanding. Such a beginner mistake. What?
That was vague.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Yeah.
I have a thought here.
Yeah.
This is a really good example of the difference between Reddit and real life.
Mm-hmm.
Because what this dude did is, I mean, how many posts on Reddit and internet and parasocial, cultural, communal conversations at large, right? To get conceptual and philosophical, how many comments are about, you have that scenario, that's so annoying, do this. They're catharsis comments. They're right. They're like, we have a position, we acknowledge an issue, here is the thing you should do that feels good. Yeah. And people comment this because they're removed from the context that makes it complicated. Yeah. And then because they get that, I mean, echo chamber is a buzzword, but because you wind up building a community removed from context, you wind up developing real perspectives and beliefs about those solutions. And the thing is, like Steve's saving throw, what a funny joke. But then he did it and it doesn't land because there was context. And I mean, D&D's just relationships. Yeah. And what this guy is doing is a really good joke. Yeah. He's doing a great joke. Yeah. Well, no, he's doing a marginal joke. He's doing a joke. And the joke is not an actual solution to the relationships. Yeah. If he had sat down and said, like, hey, I can see you really want a serious campaign. I kind of want to be a goofy little goober. But I really do believe I can be a goofy little goober inside of your serious campaign. Yeah. Can I be John Dungeons and Dragons? But can I call myself John Dunge or JDD? Yeah. And I promise I'll interact seriously in the world. Dude, problem resolved. Your group worked through something. Yeah. They got closer through it. And now the joke's actually funny. You reconcile the concerns of the people who have a legitimate concern that they're maybe just not expressing well at the table. Maybe 2 years down the road, they don't even really they're like, yeah, I was so pissed at first. Yeah. Man, I hate to love John Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
A good example, I mean, like you said, in campaigns you've done, I mean, I'm thinking too of like Fresh Cut Grass and Critical Role. Like, true. But I loved that because it was so funny, but it was like, it again, it wasn't like so on the nose, and it was because it was because like they were named after like smells and like, you know, I don't know.
Have you listened to Campaign 3?
I've listened to parts. But I know the beginning of
I respect that. You don't need to love the things I love. I just like, and I love that you have different interests. I want you to get obsessed with Critical Role so we can talk about it. But do your own thing, Jackie. Do your own thing.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking because our campaign, it's a really good mix, and I'm a little biased, but I feel like we have a good group that can play. We have sessions that are just like, haha, fart. And then, like, and silly, stupid stuff, and us being, like, the most complete goobers. And then the next session, we can have, like, this heart-to-heart between characters where there's, like, real-life tears happening. And, I mean, so it's so hard. Because, like, if you came in, if someone in our I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of, like, if someone at our table came in and was like, I'm
you're
playing.
The DM.
Yeah. And if, like, they were, like, someone came in and were like, hey, I'm playing John Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. It would really just depend on the person.
It would
and
how
the vibe is.
If you came to our first session as Jane Dungeons and Dragons or John Dungeons or whatever, I wouldn't have liked that. Yeah. But I would have, and I mean, you know, we're ignoring the context. There's a reason for it. Yeah. I would have, first of all, I would have recognized you were new. Yeah. And I would have recognized that lack of context.
That's what I'd like to know, if this person is.
This does not sound like a group of friends who've been playing for 3 years.
But I just wonder if this person, has he been playing a long time, or has the DM been playing, or like, is one of them really experienced and one of them not?
Someone's expectations are not aligned. Yeah. But if you had sat down at the table as Jane Dungeons and Dragons, I wouldn't have liked it. Yeah. But then if we played for 2 hours and you wound up being the player you are, I would have been like, oh no, Jane rocks. Yeah. Like, yeah, okay. And I think that's you know what? We have an example of this. Craig. I mean, it's nowhere near as blatant as John Dungeons and Dragons, but Micah chose Craig because it was a funny name, remember?
Just in a fantasy setting, like Craig.
Yeah, Craig. That was the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, Craig was a joke character.
He was.
He was an empty joke character. I said, Micah, what do you want to play? And she said, I want to play a divorced middle-aged dude, and his name's Craig.
And now he's probably the most.
He's the most emotional.
He is
and
the
deep
most
and,
emotionally, like emotionally intelligent character. Like as far as.
Yeah.
Like what Micah has done with that character.
Context is everything.
Yeah.
There are things in this world that you can do that will always create a negative input because of the context of reality around them.
Mm-hmm.
But like 95% of life is not, it's about how you do what you do.
Yeah.
How did you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
There you go, listener. Life lessons.
There you go. Okay, moving on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I do a random input that connects to dumpsters?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry. I have said for years that not to make this about me, but sorry.
How dare you?
This isn't going the way I wanted.
You're the special guest.
I'm special guest Jackie Butler. Whoa.
For the first 30 episodes of Barely D&D, that is said
Power.
there.
I have said for years that every human alive is a beautiful, unique, divinely designed dumpster fire. Is what I've said for years.
Really?
Yes, because
I didn't realize that.
I think people like use words like grace all the time, but they don't know what it means, and it's like
That's my middle name, so
I forgot
I know
about
what it means.
That.
I'm just kidding.
Audible sigh. That was dumb. Okay, John Dungeons and Dragons. So
Grace Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry.
Anywho. Is that like because we talk about love in context of problems, but we really miss the severity of but problems.
Yeah.
And so I see it as like everybody's beautiful, unique, and a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And my
I love
wife
that.
got me this sticker that's a dumpster fire, and it says, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." And so life lessons with dumpster diving. Is it fun sometimes? Yes, but sometimes is it about learning? Yeah. Everybody's a dumpster fire.
Sometimes it's getting messy. Look at right behind the camera. Do you see my laptop?
Yes.
Do you see right next to the summer camp sticker? It's the same sticker.
When did you get that?
I got it a while ago.
That's just serendipity?
Yeah.
Friends.
Because I saw it on your, I don't think I said anything to you, but I saw it on your hydro flask.
Oh my goodness, we have a
at your place, and I was like, maybe I said it. Maybe I said it to Hoffa or something.
Oh, no,
and I was like, I have that sticker.
That's so fun.
Because that's been on my laptop for a while.
Neither here nor there. I saw on the back of your. What is that? Is that an iPad?
Yeah.
Your stickers are sick.
Thank you.
I saw a bunch of
I have
those.
a dumpster fire sticker right there too, which is one of my favorites.
Wow.
These two, Abby gave me.
I bet.
But this little dumpster sticker says, "Just trying to make some magic in this dumpster fire world." It's a little fun one.
Very
and
fun.
then my Pink Pony Club one. Shout out to Chapel Road.
I know one song. I'm trying.
Pink Pony Club.
Not even
Is that the one you know?
I know HOTTOG.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to engage with the culture, y'all. I'm trying. Talk to me about
that
spiders.
whole album. One of my, I have to say, Chapel Roan's "The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess" in my top 10 albums of all time.
I should listen.
Which I don't have. Like that's saying a lot because that's a pretty new album for me to have put in my top 10 of all time. But
very impressive.
Every song, a banger. Another banger by Shane Top from iCarly. I can do Smosh jokes with you.
Oh, that's true. I get them. And they're so good.
Next story.
I want
what?
Now I want to have a not this. Now I want to sit down and talk with you about music for hours.
No, always.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Friends are so fun.
This one is from Today I Fucked Up.
Uh-oh.
And the user's name is, I have to say, that it's just I don't know, I like the username, Sadness Soup. Sadness Soup. Today I fucked up by laughing too hard during a D&D session and simultaneously almost ruining my relationship.
Oh, no.
I think you'll like this one, though.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I'm worried now.
I don't know. Okay.
You hate
Trigger
this?
warning for bodily fluids, throwing up, and also... What would this be? Like...
Body horror?
Body horror. Limbs. Okay, so not today, but several months ago, before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So this was... Okay, so this was... This was written 4 years ago.
Whoa.
And this says not today, but several months ago before the pandemic. So,
dude, crazy.
My boyfriend and I went over to a friend's house for our weekend Dungeons and Dragons session.
Oh,
there are
cute.
about 7 other people there.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
That's 9.
That's
9. That's the largest table I've ever seen.
So that's 8 people playing in a DM, maybe? Unless they're doing like a dual DM. We have seen dual DMs, but
still, that's 2 DMs and 7 players.
Yeah, still crazy.
I hope that's 2 tables, or good for them.
Or maybe maybe some friends came to watch. I don't know.
How many is? I'm gonna.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Please continue. I'm gonna think to myself.
I went over to a friend's house. There were about 7 other people there, all guys a bit older than myself. There's no ages here, unfortunately. But one guy brought veggie chips and Sour Patch Kids. Dope snacks. Being the dumbass I am, I didn't eat all day and ate a copious amounts of the snacks. My boyfriend proceeds to tell a stupid joke, and I start laughing. And I mean really, really laughing. I laugh so hard that I choke on my own spit. I start to cough. Panic now setting in. I grab my throat. My face is turning red now. My boyfriend turns toward me. That's when it happens. I start to vomit.
Oh, no.
My boyfriend hastily cups his hands to catch the vomit to prevent it from hitting the ground. A mistake indeed. His hands soon overflow with vomit, and he quickly runs out of the room to dispose of it in the sink. I continue to vomit everywhere. My small 5'2" self produces that's just an inch taller than me.
You're 5'1"?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm next to you all the time. No way you're that short. Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
How on earth was the short joke made about me on Saturday? How?
No one ever talks about the short jokes with me because I'm just
Abby.
So short. I don't know.
That's crazy,
It's
dude.
because you're a guy. It's sexist.
Yeah.
There's misogyny in this
Yeah.
made-up world.
Yeah. Anyway.
Everywhere. My small 5'2" self produced an ocean of vomit, much to my party's horror.
Buddy.
They just sat and watched as I ruined their carpet.
Oh, on carpet.
So that's it. That's the story. The TLDR, too long didn't read, is I laughed so hard at my boyfriend's dumb joke that I vomited. He tried to catch it in his hands, which was a mistake. We are somehow still together several months later.
Great, that's awesome.
I love that you're still together.
I really needed that update. I needed that.
Yeah. And there's a few like, the comments, they answered back a lot of comments. So someone said, okay, but I have to laugh that you started to throw up and your boyfriend's reaction was, oh no, I better catch it. And OP said, I thought it was so sweet. I asked him why, and he said that he thought it would only be a small amount and he didn't want me to get it onto the carpet.
Yeah.
I thought it was an automatic reflex, but no.
She had an automatic reflex.
Another person said this is true love. He's a keeper.
Yeah, that's a great boyfriend.
OP responded, yes, he is. Anyone that is willing to catch your vomit is a saint. I
just really like this couple.
Yeah.
I was listening to Smosh. I don't listen to, I'm not that connected to Reddit. This is just a momentary thing. But I was listening to Smosh Reddit stories last night. There's basically only 3 podcasts I listen to, and it's Critical Role, yours, and Smosh. Those are the only 3. But the one that I was reading last night was a boyfriend who proposed to his fiance while she was on the toilet. Except it was like she loved it. Like he had made this entire romantic dinner for her, and then she got irritable bowel syndrome in the middle, and she had to go to the bathroom. And then like he came in to check on her, and she was like, "I love you," and then he proposed to her while she was on the toilet. And so I love this couple because first of all, if I ever made Hoffa laugh so hard she vomited, that would be one of the pride and joys of my life. Like making my wife laugh makes me so happy, and it's tough because she's funnier than me. And she's so funny. And then on top of that, the fact that like you went to vomit and his first reaction was some form of help is awesome. And this is just a hilarious memory. Like this is honestly dope. Great story. Yeah. I'm glad that happened to you. What a great thing. What a great bad thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Someone said that you failed that saving throw.
Yeah, dude, really, what a salient example.
I just think it's the funniest part to me is like going in to catch it is wild to me.
Honestly, I think that would also be my gut reaction.
Oh, it would not be mine.
No, it would not. If Hoffa was throwing up, I think my gut reaction would be, because I think my first thought would be, if she was upright. If she was not upright, my first thought would be to get her upright so she didn't choke on anything. But I think my first thought would be to do that in case it like got on her clothes or back on her, because I know that would really upset her. I'm also not very squeamish.
I am squeamish when it comes to like a vomit and stuff. If it was blood, I'd dive in.
Isn't that
weirdly enough? Blood things don't make me squeamish at all. If someone's like hurts themselves or whatever, I'll get in there and I'll fix it up right away. That does not bother me. But it's something about vomit.
For me, it's limbs wrong is my thing.
That does bug you?
Yeah. Internal viscera,
doesn't bother me.
Viscera, no problem. Blood,
limbs wrong doesn't bother me.
But that limbs the wrong way, not about it. And like it doesn't. I don't get sick. I just every time I have to take a second. Like I have to like ooh, and then I can look or like deal. And I think it's because I've had my finger backward, and when I was on the gymnastics team, I got my finger turned around, I got my foot up on the side of my leg. My cousin got his foot backward. Yeah. We had a teammate whose elbow came out of joint. Warning, sorry if you hate this.
I'll put some trigger warning.
Okay, yeah, sorry about this if you hate this.
Trigger warning for bodily fluids, throwing up, and also. What would this be? Like
body horror?
Body horror. Limbs.
Yeah, we'll put some you know what? That works for D&D. That makes sense as a trigger warning because it's full of terrible physical descriptions.
Oh, yeah.
But we had ironic that I'm wearing the gymnastics shirt, but we had a teammate where his elbow came out of socket and his wrist slapped his shoulder on the other side. His arm folded backward.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. When he got off the rings, it was just hanging. Our coach put it back and he finished the ring routine. It's crazy. Don't do that.
Wow.
I think it did bad things to his arm.
But
anyway.
like, dang,
it's
he
crazy.
went hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said we need the joke.
Yeah, no, I do want to know the joke.
They gave the joke.
They did?
The boyfriend said, "Hello, boyfriend here."
That's the best kind of update.
I don't know the joke. Okay.
I hope it's stupid.
It does seem a little stupid. They said, "Hello, boyfriend here. I was playing a rogue kobold,
great combo.
who hid in my girlfriend's backpack due to, people not exactly liking them.
That's so cute.
The Triton in our party was insulting my people and dragon lineage, calling us thieves and rats.
Oh.
Well, even if only one of those were true, I decided in retaliation
What?
to call the berserker Triton fish tits. Cue my girlfriend eating the salty chips and subsequent puking.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
If I was his girlfriend, I would have thrown up ever. That's awesome. This boyfriend rocks.
Yeah.
This boyfriend's awesome. He's dumb. He's funny. He's sweet. Get you a himbo like that.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
And they're playing D&D together. How cute is that?
This couple's awesome.
I hope they're
so funny.
My brain is just gonna say I'm just trying to believe that they're still together even 4 years later.
That's canon for me now.
Yeah.
They're married. Yeah,
I hope
sure.
so.
They have to be. I need to believe
I'm gonna
don't.
No, I was gonna look at like the.
I don't know if they're not.
I just want to okay. We're just gonna say it. Yeah, in our brains.
If you find out they're not, don't. Spoil
I don't
it for
know.
me.
They post a lot, so.
That's funny. There's nothing funnier to me.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Than when someone crafts a truly painful. No, there's many things funnier to me. Farts is on the list, but very funny to me is when someone crafts a truly scathing, hateful, painful, like insult. And then you go back like, okay, doo-doo face. Like, that's such a good... That's the only way to...
What is it? What is it in our campaign? Didn't Landon just basically say, like, your mom to...
Oh, to Dolgoth?
To Dolgoth, who was, like, this big, scary, evil...
Right. He was about
big
to kill
bad.
Boz.
Yeah. And he was about to go into, like, a speech, right?
Oh, he said
like, a villain speech.
He said something like,
And Landon...
Hit him with your mom.
Landon, one of our players, I mean, you guys have heard me talk about him. He's one of my best friends. He was in the band with me. He's Zach's cousin. Landon just like shut him down and was like, "Your mom."
That's so funny.
And it got Zach because Zach was
I was
over
so-
here trying to play big bad villain guy.
God, it killed me.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. Like, and
Yeah.
some people are better at it than others. Landon is really good at
He's
like
so
coming
good
up with just
he's
like a
quippy.
stupid comeback.
Yeah.
He's like he can truly embody vicious mockery better than I can. And I'm the bard. So
Hey, but you're a genuine bard, a very passionate,
Yeah.
ardent. Here's my heart kind of
yeah.
bard.
I tend to be more like for the most part one of the more serious players at the table, more so because I can't do the jokes as quick. Like I'm not as jokey on my
You're
feet.
also just you're in it, you know. You're
Yeah.
you care so much.
Yeah,
It's a
so-
great kind of player to have at the table.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I can be silly.
takes all
I
of
am
us.
in a silly, goofy mood.
Mhm.
But we're gonna take a quick break, real quick. But for you, that means the end of this episode. So, which is kind of weird because that's what we do with our D&D episodes. We film them in 2 parts and all.
Wow.
So, anyways, this is gonna be a 2-parter because there's a lot of D&D stories.
Twofer.
So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you're on Spotify or YouTube, leave us a comment down below. Let us know, do you play D&D or any kind of tabletop role playing
That'd
game?
be fun.
Or do you just play Monopoly? Because either way,
If you
That's
play
dope.
Monopoly,
yeah.
who are you?
Yeah. They have a
What?
Monopoly group. They get together every week. No,
That
but
could be fun.
let us know in the comments. Give a like, a subscribe, rate it. It would really help out the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And also, go listen to Barely D&D, the critically acclaimed award-winning podcast.
I feel sometimes when we plug things, I'm like, we should do this.
We should do this.
That's how I feel
on
about
this
it.
one, on this
But
episode and everything.
Honestly, listen to this
Yeah.
one. Actually, I think you should.
Yeah.
I swear, not a marketing moment. I just mean that, like, it is actually
If you
really-
like this
really
dynamic,
good and fun. If you liked this,
yeah, then you're gonna like even
You'll
more
like
of this.
that. You
Yeah.
like this? Like that? What was the I'm sure a real artist put their real heart into it, but the soul from the Kia hamsters with the
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
you can get with this or you can get with that.
And you
Anyway,
could- yeah.
I'm not trying to copyright
So-
strike you.
No, that won't. It has to be at least 20 seconds. So anyway, thank you guys so much. And come back for a part 2 next week of more D&D stories. Maybe some critical
Yeah.
fails, maybe some critical hits. I don't know. That was lame. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay.